We did 100K cash in a single day. Boom. Timmy with the intro. And this is a story up front. This did not come from the coaching business. I am not misleading. I'm not wanting to mislead anyone with this. This came from our real estate business side of things, and it was a little while in the making. But the point of this, straight up the front of this, the point of this story is to illustrate how even at a smallish level like we were at, small, relatively small, it's important to see what's possible. And that's why I share this kind of thing, because I just like people to know, like, hey, I'm just a guy. Like, I don't really have that much special about me beyond anything God's given me. And for us to be able to do any semblance of this kind of thing it blows my mind. Like, I wouldn't have thought I'd be doing anything like this. Like even 5 years ago, I'm like, whoa, this is crazy, man. This is crazy. So I love being able to share it, because then people can say, oh, man, my beliefs are so limited and small. Like, sometimes you don't even realize until you hear about this kind of thing that it's possible. So I'm going to tell you the story, and just keeping in mind, that's the point of this, is the fact that this kind of thing is possible. So 100K in one day. Now, this was, like I said, from our real estate business. So this was a few months, not too long in the works when we did this. It got delayed by about 6 weeks because we had just started the business side of things. And even at that stage, I think it was the same year that we had started, our accountant kept calling up and being like, bro, you've paid 40K or 40 to 80K or something for like business services and like learning, mentorship, this kind of thing. And he just didn't get it. So I've talked about this before, but that's why we don't work with that accountant anymore. But it was like 6 weeks of just him calling us up way too many times, in our opinion, to be like, are you sure? Like, this is a lot to be putting towards something like this. So we had basically a loan, and it was basically leveraging a loan that we had currently to get a different loan that was 100K more. So this is like the idea that I don't know if we've talked about it too much on here before, but Yana and I talk about it a lot, is the idea of being okay with leveraging debt. Because if you can leverage debt to have to get you assets, valuable assets, then that's good. And I'm talking assets that like fuel you. The first asset I would always recommend it being 100% ready to invest in is yourself, like your skills. That's what's going to help you in any situation, that kind of thing. Keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I'm not trying to tell you what you do with your money. I'm just trying to tell you what we did with ours, and just sharing that, being open with that, because we don't gatekeep any secrets here. Some people aren't cool with that, but hey, man, I'm down with it. Sky's the limit with this kind of thing. And 100K a day, honestly, it's not even that much if you think about it. Like, there are dudes out there making $1 million a day, that kind of thing. So you want to, like I've talked about before, you want to have those beliefs in place, like, oh, this is possible. You can do that kind of thing. Because if you've done that once in one business, a few months of work going into leveraging this thing, getting everything in order, boom, leverage that 100K in cash into your bank account, and seeing that, but also seeing it here first, to be like, because there is that classic older way of looking at things where it's like, no, you save your money, you just save. You don't go into debt, don't use it or anything like that. It's kind of old school. I know I had that background before I met Yana, because my parents kind of instilled that in me, not maliciously, that's just what they came up with. But for us, it was very much like Yana opened my eyes to that idea of actually thinking about, okay, where's this going to go in the future? Because if you just have that, save until you retire, you'll be like 60, 70 years old, not able to retire, not having that much, you're relying on your super, that kind of thing, which is all well and good, like if that's the path that you want to do. But if you want to enjoy your life before that and have the freedom, I was messaging someone lately, and he told me he kind of like wants the money, financial was last, but anyway, it was like those freedoms, that kind of thing, that lifestyle, that financial freedom side of things. And I think it's really important to have that. Like, if you want that, you have to take actions that are in alignment with that. And part of that is getting your beliefs in check accordingly, but taking action. And I'm going to say this, seeing results for that kind of thing. You don't want to be, I'm not saying this maliciously, but I know some people, they get into these kind of things. You know the shape. I don't think I can say it. Otherwise, it made a love heart on my live. That's random. But these structures, they get into them. That shape, 3D. I don't think I can say it on live, otherwise Instagram might not be too happy, or YouTube. So you need to be mindful that, because so many people love this idea of, financial freedom. Like, I want that. Oh, that sounds great. Lifestyle freedom. But these things, they basically, I want to see if it makes the heart again. Yeah, it does. That's sorry. But they basically, they rope you in with that idea, these terms that sound great. Financial freedom, financial literacy, retire by your 30s, that kind of thing. But it's like a bait and switch that a lot of marketers do. And I'm not saying this to drag anyone down. Like, I get it. But they get you into these things, these structures that aren't suited to actually getting you to where you want to get. So if you're a few years down the road and all you have to show for that kind of thing is personal development, which is a massive word that they use, it's personal development. Bro, in my opinion, that's not worth it. Because you've come all this way, invested so much of your time, your money, your effort, and you got into it for the financial side of things, to actually make a difference in your life, help retire people around you, and like live the lifestyle that you want. And then if you end up without that, all you have is personal development in a few years' time, bro, you've got to see some return on investment, in my opinion, in our opinion. And I'm not faulting anyone or judging anyone for kind of like getting into these things, these structures, because it happens. Look, I get it. My parents were in one. Not exactly the same one. I think MLM's fine to say. But for most people, it's not I'm just going to not harp on this too much. But it's not a structure that's actually conducive to them achieving the goals that they get into it for. But because of the bait and switch, you think, I'm getting the thing that I want. But when you don't make any return on it, they've sold you on this idea that the return is more than that. And to a degree, yes, I think that that's big. Because, you can have more money and still feel broke. Because money is not the key for that kind of thing. Money will just amplify any problems that you're having. So yes, that's self-development. I'm not saying personal development, self-development, and working on yourself isn't important, because that stuff is important. What I'm saying is that I feel like you have to be diligent and hold that stand of like, okay, I got to see some kind of return here. So yeah, that was a big tangent. I actually don't remember exactly why I got into that. But in relation to our 100K cash day, you've got to see that it's possible and open your eyes to it. Even if you haven't seen anyone else, if you can see it up here and you can say, this is what we're going to do. Even if people are like, no, don't do that. You've got to do it this way, this way, this way. You do your research and you just go all in on that kind of thing. Because look, I'm very fortunate. Like I was talking about in my live the other day, it's the beliefs, but also getting around the right people. And for me, that's Yana. Like so much of any like this massive amplification of success that I've seen in my life, millionaire by 24, achieving all of these things, that's come from Yana. Like my mind was very small before meeting her. I just didn't really get those things. And obviously, like we've talked about stuff and we elevate one another in that sense. But when it comes to this kind of thing, she is such a gun at it that I'd be remiss not to lean on that. So the idea is you get around the right people. Those people can free your mind. Oh yeah, that's a Bruce Lee thing. Free your mind. I thought it was from The Matrix, but anyway, that's just something that I wanted to share, because the fact is that kind of thing is possible, and I'd talk very openly about it and how we did it as well, because then you can look into that kind of thing for yourself if you so choose to. It's not me telling you what to do, it's just sharing what I've done. And if anyone wants that kind of thing for their own lives, the fact is you've got to do your own work, do your own research as well. Talk to people that have done it, of course, but don't be so bent on it being a passive thing. It was a thing that Yana and I have built up for so long. We've worked, put so much active effort up front for these things to become passive, like the house that we have that, well, that earns over 120,000 a year. Our real estate business side of things, and that's a baby as well. That's still growing. We're working on that a lot more this year, but it's a lot of active effort up front to do stuff like that. And to be able to serve. So if you dive into these kind of things looking for passive, and I know like my audience, you guys, you understand that. It's not about, oh yeah, I just want it super easy and put in no effort and get massive returns and it's all just going to happen super easy. Like it's the wrong mindset. It's a mindset that does not attract money. And because those beliefs they won't allow you to take action that's conducive to being abundant with money, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's the biggest thing there. But that's what we did. So that was a real estate thing, but it's also shown us like, bro, that's possible. That's so doable, so possible. You can do that in any business. You just replicate that day after day after day, and you just keep doing it. And honestly, it takes work, but what else are you gonna do, man? Like, what else are you going to do besides have that absolute faith in God, go all in, and just do that side of things? So that's our story for our 100K cash day. Again, comes down to you've got to be the right guy up here. You've got to hold that standard and be willing to put your money where your mouth is. Quite literally, this was a big investment, time-wise and money-wise, effort and energy-wise as well. Don't just say you're about it, and then when it comes time to do that, not be about it. Like the right people just go. As soon as it's time to, and that action that's going to take you in the direction of your goals becomes evident, you take it, you snatch it, and you go, God, I trust you, and I'm all in on this baby. And then, yeah, it'll be all gravy, baby. Catch you guys on the flippity flip. Bye.